now tuned into the greatest.
Like, I want to make sure we have a reference of going back to explain to the younger chefs, like, the difference between stunt food and real food, right? Because I mean, Casey, I know you see it, man.
Oh,
And,
dude,
you know,
I mean, I want to fight with so many people. It's not even funny.
yeah, but well, like the thing is like, I don't want to fight with them, but I think you make a valid point. You know, they post this stuff on the thing, and then they post recipes about it, and it's like, dude, this is not a fucking recipe, man.
Yeah,
Like,
it really isn't.
don't, like, please, like the 16 to 20-year-old, somebody who's just becoming a chef. What we want to drive home is like, you know, listen, Casey and I have been in the biz for a while. Okay, we've been here, so we can differentiate the stunt food that is purely entertainment and to attract views, and the people that are really cooking, right? Like, this is what they're eating at their house. And it's just really important that, you know, you differentiate the two, right? So a good example is there's this channel called Chef's Club, or the Pro Chef's Club, or whatever. I don't even know what it is. Pro Chef Club Network. Don't even care. Like,
Yeah.
And you know, it's not that, like, I really didn't like pay attention to it until you made that video. I forgot what video you made, but you made a video about it, and I'm like, you know what, man, he's fucking right, man. Like,
It's the waffle one.
The thing is,
that piece of shit video.
People are persuaded easily on the interwebs. You know what I'm saying? It's like, don't believe all the stuff you see. But anyway, if you could play one of the videos, I know I said.
Which one are we doing? So we got.
Pick one.
Okay,
pick one. They all piss me
give
off.
me one sec.
No,
they all piss me off. Okay, hold on.
Hey,
let's start with.
The first four are Pro Club, and then I wanted to show like Bashi, the Japanese guy, because see, his food is just his food is his food, and he wants to be, and it's just his culture, and there's a difference. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Just because we don't agree with it, that doesn't mean that, you know, he can't cook or he's not good at. Oh no. This is Chef John. Can you click the first one? This is the last one.
Are we going the other way?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, we're going the other way.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, hold on.
We got some volume. Yeah.
Yeah. Let me make this a little hotter. Okay, here we go. So this is the first video. This is from that fucking. Well, anyway, I won't even say their name right now.
Network.
Skin off of a fish. If you're not so confident with a knife, all right, just set that aside. And then we should be able to just.
So for everybody that's listening, basically they poured boiling water onto the salmon fillet to remove the skin.
Or your finger. All right. Perfect.
No, it's not perfect.
I'm just going to transfer the fish over to my cutting board.
And then are they going to cook it just like that?
I'm going to come through and cut this at a diagonal about halfway through the fish. You don't want to go all the way through.
Oh my God. But it's already half cooked.
You'll see that we have this really cool crosshatch pattern in our fish. So I'm going to transfer these over to
what are they doing to this?
Wire cooling rack one more time. And then I have a marinade that I've prepared with some soy sauce, butter, garlic, and honey. I'm going to drizzle this over the top of both. And then we're going to char this.
Yeah, I mean, listen. So basically, for everybody that's listening, they're teaching that if you ever can't if you're not good with your knife skills, to use boiling water to take the skin off of fish. Now, I will play devil's avocado against myself and say that this technique is used in the moment for some preparations, but you know, it's served in the moment. But what I'm saying as a chef, it makes my skin curl because, you know, my first reaction is a knee jerk to say, no, you need to learn how to use a fucking knife properly. Yeah. You need to do that first before you decide to half cook a fish because you don't feel confident in your knife skills.
Yeah.
Now, please, for the love of Jesus, do not get this mixed up with whatever you want to do at your house. If you're at your own house and you're cooking for your family, please, nobody cares. Nobody cares. Okay. It's fine. Do whatever you want. You can do whatever you want. It's not a big deal. What I'm referring to and what I want to drive home is, and I'm not trying to gatekeep or be negative because, you know, you got to put that up.
Of course. But disclaimer first.
If you're an upcoming chef, a young cook, please do not take advice from stunt videos because it's going to fuck you up in your career straight up. So what this lady's doing, like, I totally get it for the views and, you know, it's her spin and, you know, she doesn't want to cut the fillet off the knife. I get it. But at the end of the day, that's not the proper technique. And the thing is there's a huge difference. Like, I will also say that, if you're working a fish station, right, and a guest would like no skin on their fish. Okay, yes, the proper way is to cut it off first. But at the same time, trust me, I've been that cook that's been just completely buried and I needed to get the fish in the oven, right? So then what I'll do at that point is go ahead and sear the fish, skin side down, throw it in the oven. And then when I'm ready to flip it over, that's when I'll rip the skin off. You know what I'm saying? And like, just straight away off of one fillet portion. Now there's a difference, right? But I think where my problem lies, and I'm sure you probably agree with this, Casey, is that, if you're not feeling confident in your knife skills, just pour boiling water over the salmon skin to peel it off. Like,
no, that's a definite no.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody on the comment section too. It's not just us. We got Chef Matt in there. Matt can't cook. Saying nah.
Oh, I didn't read the comments. What did the comments say?
There's 5,000 fucking comments to this, literally saying no, don't do this, blah blah blah. But you're also getting some people like, oh, great hack. So we're here to play devil's avocado, right? So I had in my restaurant we had a boned trout. So there's no bones. It's just filleted all the way out, just one piece of fish. At some points, people would request no skin. Now you can't already do it. It's already all filleted or all flat already, right? So the trick that I would tell the cook, because we grill this. After we grill, you cover it with saran wrap. Let it go for like I don't know, 30 seconds, just to let the steam come up, and then the skin should peel off, right? Easy.
Yes.
Okay, now, that's one cool hack.
I'm sure you can agree that that's a guest request, right?
Correct. So, it's a guest request.
And this is very important, right? Like, and I try to tell people, like, people get mad if somebody wants their steak medium well, mid well, and I'm like, listen, you have no say in how people want to eat their food. Okay. Yep. So like, that's a good example. If a guest says, hey, I want no skin, right? Then yes, if you're already on a station, right? This is 100%. That makes absolute 100%. Now, if you have a new cook start at the restaurant, right, and he has to butcher, let's say you're teaching him how to butcher fish, and you got to make the trout skinless, right? You're not going to go grab a pot of boiling water and say,
oh my God, I would lose my shit.
This is how you do it, right? Yeah, right. Hey, hell no.
I would lose my shit if that happened.
Yeah, and I think that's where like us chefs have to step in and say, okay, listen, everyone, okay, like stop playing.
Don't do this.
You give me anxiety. All right, let's go next video. This is great.
Okay, so we got that one, amazing. And then we have the one that I do at first because so here's the backstory, right, Brandon? I was scrolling through TikTok as we all do, and 3 consecutive videos from this fucking network pops up into my feed for no fucking reason. Yeah. First one I skip, like whatever. The second one I'm like, what the fuck? The third one is this video, and we'll play it right now. And this one is the little waffle thing. I don't understand why they fucking do this.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Like,
that. I think, is this the one you duetted?
Yeah. So check this out. So it's a full chicken, right? I'll play the audio right now.
And that's what we want. So now carefully put this in this oil that is ready for frying.
Like why?
At about 350. Go and remove this.
For everybody that's listening, basically what he has is a spatchcock chicken, and he took the plates out of the waffle iron, and he's dropping the plates into a deep fryer to heat them up.
That's your chicken.
Like what?
Salt and pepper on there. Add it down. Get your other side.
Download Chef Club app for more recipes. Oh my God, so maddening. Okay, first of all, barely any seasoning in that chicken.
Dog. Yeah, this is just.
And drops the chicken in there.
Like that.
Yeah, this is just dumb, man.
All right, we've had this in here for. Should be about 90% cooked. The skin should be nice and crispy. That's what we're looking for right there.
What's the point of the waffles?
Yeah.
The waffle iron. Watch my just making me boil.
So basically, for everybody that's watching or listening, sorry if you're like in your car listening, but basically what the guy is doing is he's trying to make a waffle chicken sandwich, which is absolutely ridiculous, right? It's not like this is purely stunt food, and I think this is really important to drive home to the up and coming chef that you know this is stunt food, man. It's really important. Like you have to differentiate the stunt food. Oh, you know, the videos that are purely entertainment. There's no, like they're just wasting food over there. They're not like, this is not being served in a restaurant. This is not being served to anybody at their house. They are purely making this for content. So just keep in mind, we're gonna say it like this channel right here that has 7 million views. They make purely stunt food. I've only seen 1 or 2 things that actually look good. You know, not to say that they're wrong for doing it. I just, you know, for me, it's kind of like I just get kind of upset when, you know, like they're not owning up to their entertainment only, right? Like,
yeah, they're not saying it exactly.
They're teaching techniques. They're teaching, like, they are literally saying, like, this is how you do this and blah blah blah. And like, I'm sorry, but download our app for the recipes. Like, dude, if you download this app and you're an upcoming chef, I'm telling you, you're gonna get yourself in trouble if you do this in a restaurant.
My goodness, can you just imagine? Yeah. Like, okay, here's my thought process why I got so mad that day. Imagine a brand new cook comes into your kitchen, sets up a rondo, puts hot oil. I was like, what are you doing? Oh, we're about to fry chicken. Okay, that sounds okay, normal, whatever it is. And then starts to proceed to drop the fucking bins in there. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? And then drops the whole chicken. Now I'm just looking at the person like, what the fuck are you doing? They're like, oh, I learned this on this Chef's Club fucking video.
Okay.
So, I would lose my shit.
So like, here's the thing. So basically they try to make this waffle chicken sandwich with a whole spatchcocked chicken. Now, or waffle iron imprinted
or whatever the fuck it is.
If now listen, if you're going to make chicken and waffles, make chicken and waffles, right? So you're using chicken parts, you're frying the chicken, you're making the waffles separate. Like that is the proper way to cook, right? You know, when it comes down to making something at your own house that you want to, you know, do some stunt food for like the Super Bowl party, like I totally get it. What we're specifically referring to, and I'll beat this until it's dead in the horse, is training as a chef. This is what we are specifically talking to. We're not talking about you making whatever you want at your house. Okay, it's very important. Anyway, let's go. I wanted to let's go ahead and go to Bashi. I think he's probably the next one, or because I wanted to really talk about this.
Bashi's awesome though.
Yeah,
I love this man.
I love this man. Okay, so yeah, we'll watch this video.
Okay, so check it out. There's Bashi.
Yep. And then I'll kind of do a voiceover. So basically, he's cleaning the fish. He's cleaning a mackerel. Mackerel is one of the top used fish in Japan, and you can tell he has skills in cleaning fish, and he's cooked at some point in his life. Now, this is the thing. A lot of people will think this is gross in the United States, but what he's doing actually is he's making a kind of like tartare with lemongrass, ginger, and then he's going to mix it up, put it in a ring mold, and shiso leaf, and he's going to mix it up, put it in a ring mold, and put an egg yolk on top. His like kind of thing is to put an egg yolk on top. What was that, miso? Now, listen, I'll be honest. I love Bashi as well. I don't know is that how you say his name?
Yeah, it's Bashi. Bayashi.
And like the thing is I think this is great. I think the choice of fish is not ideal, right? But at the same time, this is what he's eating.
It's kind of it's like half and half. Like it's half.
It's controversial, right? Because like basically, like here's the thing: he's not saying a word, right?
Correct.
Now, I will be honest. I don't think that's something that I would serve in my restaurant, especially with mackerel. Mackerel is just too fishy to serve like that. You can get away with serving sashimi, but you need to remove the skin, and you know. But people have to take in consideration other people's culture is different. They might eat things that are appetizing to them. I would never put strips of ginger like that into the tartare. That's just way too much. You need like one ginger coin for that amount. But you know, that's subjective. It's all subjective. So I think what's really important is you can tell that Bashi has some skill.
Yeah.
And that he knows how to cook. But at the same time, you know, he'd be making some weird stuff. So, you know, he'd be making some weird stuff, but like, I don't see anything wrong with it, right? Because the thing is I've seen some really weird stuff, and we have to take in consideration different people's culture, you know?
Yeah.
And I think that's really important. And that's why. So that was like a mackerel tartare with ginger.
Mackerel tartare,
Yeah, with ginger.
Egg yolk, miso,
ginger, egg yolk,
shisho.
miso. Yeah, and there's like just a whole bunch of stuff in there. It was kind of like a little kitchen sink there.
Yeah.
Like
I'm not opposed to it. You know?
Yeah, neither am I. I'm just opposed to the fish. Like, but that's the thing. Like he could, I could make a salmon tartare, right, with lemon and chive, right, which is very American or French, right? And he could say, hey, what is that?
Yeah, what is
flavor,
that?
You know what I'm saying? Like it's the same thing, but like these are the things I like to talk about because some chefs don't want to talk about it, right? I think this is really important, man. Like, yeah, let's see what's another one of his videos.
Okay.
Or another video.
We got another Chef Club one. I remember looking at this video and I got extremely mad again.
Yeah. Okay, let's look at it.
Oh my god, I can't stand it with these people. So this is the this is the short rib one, not the short rib one, but like the fucking
barbecue rib.
The barbecue ribs, okay? Okay.
All right, so for everybody that's watching, basically he's taking 3 corn on the cob and wrapping them in like a whole rack of ribs.
Like why?
I mean, what was the skewers for? No reason.
Exactly. No reason.
Yeah. All right. So he's seasoning them with a little bit of salt and a little pepper. Okay.
And then he's gonna proceed to twine this.
Yeah.
What?
See, this is the problem. Download the Chef Club's app for more recipes. And basically he's just tying all of this up. And where's he putting it? In a saute pan with some oil and butter. So he's frying the outside. So basically he has these 3 corn on the cobs wrapped in barbecue ribs and he's frying them in butter. Why sear that part of the fucking ribs, dude? Okay, good. He's tying it over.
I don't get it, dude.
Yeah. So like, see, this is the thing. Yeah, cook 5 minutes. Yeah, whatever, bro. Like, not sure like why they think that like this is like, a good recipe. And yeah,
honey and barbecue sauce. Great.
And I don't know where they get these cooks from or these chefs, but like, like I don't know, like in my mind, like if you're making this at your house for a Super Bowl party or something, like I totally get it if you want to do that, but like, in my mind as a chef, I would never stuff barbecue ribs with vegetables, right? It just doesn't make any sense, right? Because if you put corn, the corn is going to be way murdered before the barbecue ribs are going to be cooked. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's really important. Bake 5 hours at 350. Get the fuck out of here. Don't ever cook ribs more than 3 hours.
Okay, now see, like I can't.
Yeah.
I can't then.
So basically, for everybody that's watching or listening, I'm sorry, if everybody's listening, basically he took ribs and he wrapped them around 3 corn on the cob. But the problem that I have is like they actually think this is like proper.
Yeah.
Like, no. The corn on the cob was already pre-cooked before you put it inside. Totally, like I get this. Like I see the cheat code, but at the same time, it's like, don't fucking do this. Like if you are an upcoming chef, be careful on what you see on the freaking internet. Make sure they have credentials. And you know what? I'd like to shout out to all my chef friends. Listen, and to all my home cooks alike, dude, put your credentials in your goddamn profile. Okay, please. Like, please. All right. Let's get off this topic. Dude, we've been on this for 20 minutes. I don't want to get upset anymore.
You know what it is? Okay, so here, I just a quick tangent, right? It wouldn't have bothered me if it just said cook something or Stunt Foods or something. Why bastardize our fucking name, our title in front of it? You know what I'm saying? Like it just hurts. Yeah. It hurts my soul. It really does. Like that's not what we're all wrapped up to be. There's more than just like TV stunt food.
You know what? I agree with that. I agree with that, Casey. I think the word chef is being bastardized way too much, being thrown around way too much. And I think, every time I try to set the record straight, like, hey, chef actually means something. It's a respectable title. Yes, chef means something. You know what I'm saying? People get upset, but at the same time, I'll play devil's avocado here. Like, a good example I like to use is, Dr. Dre. We know Dr. Dre is not a doctor, right?
Yeah.
Dr. Dre. So like, like, I don't know. It's just like, for me, it's kind of like, it's wishy-washy, but I totally get what you're saying, man.
All right, we got one more from Bayashi. But I remember this, by the way.
Yeah.
I love this.
So here's a good one. So this is another Bashi video, and I love this one because, you could tell he has some technique, bro. He's cleaning the fish, right? He guts it. He knows what he's doing. He's using the proper knife, right? And what he's doing is making a salt crust. This was to celebrate his 20 million. So he's whipping egg whites and he's adding, I don't know what that was. I think it was salt.
It's just salt.
Yeah. and basically he's crusting the whole fish, and then he takes one, he bakes it, adds some lemon, and then he bakes this whole thing. And I really like this because, like, yes, this is an awesome technique for fish, and this is not stunt food. He's obviously he's just painting a little happy 20 million on there, but I actually enjoyed this video, and I think this is a great technique. And also keep in mind that he's at his own house. This is what he wants to do.
That's what he wants to do. Correct.
So, yeah. Now
I wouldn't eat that right there. Yeah, that's a little too much salt. But
that looks delicious. And I'm not gonna lie,
the inside of it.
Yeah. Anyway, that's and he's using a really good fish. That's Thai snapper, really good fish. That's a really good quality fish. But I think like the ones where it's like 30 pieces of cheese deep fried. Like that's an entertainment video, right? I would shit my pants, son. Shit my pants. Like, could you imagine?
I can imagine.
So
yes, I can imagine.
What I wanted to talk about next was the rapping chef, Mr. Pyrex.
Oh, Mr. Pyrex, yo.
Yeah.
Can we just talk about Mr. Pyrex?
Doesn't know. What?
Yeah, go for it. I love Mr. Pyrex. I was just gonna say how much I love him.
So listen, Mr. Pyrex, I love his videos. He raps and he cooks, and he's actually a chef. He really is a chef. He really be doing this. I don't know what restaurant he works at or where he works at, but I know he's a professional chef. We connected. I remember when he had 40,000 followers, and I was like, "Yo, I love this. Hey, this is dope. Like, this is dope, man. Keep doing this. This is crazy. Because I think that original content, which I want to get to in a second, and he's just freestyling off the beat, like."
Yeah,
and it's dope. But let's go ahead and play one of his videos, and then I want to talk about Chef John G. All right, let's go. Here we go.
Whole egg in a couple of yolks. I've been asked measurements by a couple of folks. Half cup sugar, whole cup of the most, and just whisk it and whisk till you see.
Loving the rap.
Yeah.
No.
Cream in a sauce
Creme
pan
brulee.
with vanilla. You can see I'm using off-brand.
Vanilla.
Now it's time to mix, and I know it's tempting, but only add a little wet.
Loving this. Yes, creme brulee.
And water bath. So good, you gonna want the chef autograph.
So good.
Told y'all not.
I'll sign it.
300 degrees, let them bake till they set.
Dude.
Let them cool, then you sprinkle them with sugar.
Wow.
Be simple, even if you ain't a cook. Yeah.
Looking good. Like that mother plucking.
That's it. It's wholesome content too. Like, I love Mr. Pyrex. I really do.
Yeah.
Love his shit.
Yeah, so do I. And I love how he's so humble and he's so nice. Like me. I'm a fucking dude. People tell me I sound dude. I am really trying to work on that, Casey. People tell me I sound cocky all the time, and I'm like, dude, it's not like that, man.
It's not. It's not that. It's confidence. It's a different thing.
I'm gonna say confidence. Yeah, like I'm so sorry, man. But I totally get it. Like, sometimes I'll be talking sorry. And like, and the thing is like, it just comes with the experience. It's not like it's just like when you go to the doctor's office. When you go to the doctor's office, like, bro, my man, they don't sit there and like they're not questioning what they're saying. It's the same thing, and people like, oh, cocky, are we? And I'm like, yeah, like, I can't. Sorry. But,
maybe you're just it's too much for them to handle. How's that? I think that's how we'll just lump it to that.
And you know what? I've had that problem ever since I became a fucking manager or a chef, like sous chef.
Yeah.
Like, and the thing is I've just made sure that like all my I's were dotted and my T's were crossed, man. Like they're like, especially because I learned the hard way. Like when I was a line cook, becoming a sous chef, and I remember the sous chef being a total dick, right? And I was like, but he can't do my job. Like he can't do my job. And I made sure that nobody ever said that about me. And like, not to go off on a tangent here, but like there was a specific situation. I was at Oriel in Las Vegas, and I asked one of the stewards. I said, hey, one of the dishwashers. I said, hey, do you mind cleaning the bathroom, man? Somebody fucking shit all over the place. I'm like, yo, we gotta tighten it up. His name was Angel, and he comes and he's like, chef, I'm not cleaning this. And you gotta admit, okay, in Las Vegas, the stewards make the same as the cooks. Okay, yeah. So they're a little entitled, like they're
of course.
And and anyway, and hell, he was upset. He's like, why do I have to clean the shit? I'm like, dude, because it's your job. Like I know it sucks. And then he's like, no, man. Blah, blah, blah. You wouldn't do this. And I'm like, oh, really? And I'm like, okay. So I grab a scrub bucket, put on the gloves. And I was like, come with me, man. Let's go.
Yeah, let's go.
He's like, you a chef? You're not going to do it. I'm like, bro, listen. And I'm scrubbing the shit out of this fucking toilet while he's watching me. And I'm like, listen, I would never ask you to do something that I wouldn't do himself.
Yeah.
He's freaking out. Like he can't even bear the smell. And I don't know who shit on the back of the toilet, right? Like I don't know who the fuck blew the shit up. And the thing is like, unfortunately, it's like as a manager, and I'm gonna tell everybody this: don't complain.
Yeah.
Do not complain to your cooks. Do not complain to you always complain up.
Yep.
All right. So if you're a sous chef, you complain up to the executive sous chef or the chef or the chef de cuisine or whatever. Don't complain down to the cooks because they feed off of that energy. And I highly urge, like, be a problem solver. Don't create problems. If there's a problem, you create a solution quick, ASAP, and put a net, like you are a hammer looking for a nail, right? You see an issue, boom.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And that's basically that's basically what your job is. You are the motherfucking linebacker, right? Like, and so anyway, so he's watching me clean this toilet. I'm on my hands and knees and I'm scrubbing the shit out of this bitch. And he's like he's gagging. And I'm like, listen, I don't know who shit over here, but I was like, I would never ask you to do something that I wouldn't be willing to do myself. And I want you to watch me clean this. This what you want? You think I won't clean it? I'm like, listen, Angel, I have respect for you. You have respect for me. We respect each other. We do our job, but just understand that my job is to tell you to do this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I can't have, like, in a union environment, if a cook spills something, technically it's not their job to clean it up.
Yeah, it's the porters.
Now, honestly, no cook would ever do. There's not one cook that wouldn't clean up their own shit.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, I saw a back server, drop a fucking liter of coffee everywhere, and then refused to clean it up.
Yeah.
And he refused to clean it up. I'm like, bro, why you got to be like that?
Yeah.
Go clean the shit up. And then he's like, no, it's not my job to clean it up. I know I'm sorry I spilt it, but it's not my job to clean it up.
Yeah.
Dog, I had to have the union rep come, and it was crazy because guess what he said? Yeah, it's not his job. He's taking over the job from the porter. The porter's job is literally clean. I'm like, this is crazy. But anyway, the problem is you lose the respect from your peers, but that's a different story. So that's well, and I'll end with that. But
well, let me tell you,
back to Mr. Pyrex.
Yeah. So we get to Mr. Pyrex, but like before I do go, there's several instances in my old corporate where I had to deal with that. Actually, late night, like after all said and done, obviously we do checks, line checks, bathroom checks, whatever. One of the front of house people comes to me, is like, "Hey, look, somebody literally shit on the walls," and I'm like, "There's no fucking way." Yo, Brandon, when I tell you, it looked like, okay, I don't want to get too visceral, but imagine having your hands filled and you do this to the walls, like that. I don't know what the fuck happened. Or maybe they didn't have like toilet paper or whatever. That's what I'm gonna leave it to. But literally the person went like this into the wall, into the stall, whatever. I go in, I looked at my dishwasher. I'm like, look, listen, we are busy today. I think it was like a Sunday night. I'm trying to close. I still gotta do inventory. This is all go to my thing. I will clean this. Just take out the trash. Just take care of it. There's 3 of them. I was like, they're like, you sure? I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do this. It's fine. Just I want to get out of here early. I don't want y'all literally going for like 30 more minutes in a stall to clean this shit. I will do it myself. Do that. So that's one instance where you kind of have to be literally the leader, because this is what do we want to wait like another extra hour so I can stop my dishwashers to clean this and then proceed to about my day? Like, you just have to you have to do it. It sucks. Yeah,
and what, and I appreciate that, man. And what's crazy is nowadays, whenever that shit happens, you know what I do? I just call the they have like a what's it called? Like crime scene cleaners. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
so
crime scene
anytime
cleaners.
it has to do with
got it.
Bodily fluids.
Like fecal matter.
You can contract out, because that's the best way to do it. That's the best way to sanitary way to do it. So anytime, like, because like I'm not gonna lie, man, I had some people that were just disgruntled, and like, have you ever had somebody like wipe their ass and fucking put it in the trash can?
Yeah,
or like
100%.
What the fuck?
Yeah, yo, the shit that you fucking see in restaurants is insane. Like, we keep everything clean, and then what?
It's straight out of spite. It is straight out of spite.
Yeah.
Like, it's not. So basically, and I'll fuck, man, I don't want to tell the story, but I'll just tell it. So basically, I had an issue with a dishwasher and a server, right? And basically, the dishwasher was upset that every time the server comes back, they just throw the plates on the freaking. They just throw the plates. And so I kindly asked. I said, "Hey guys, everybody, can you please, when you come back to the dishwashing station, scrape off the plates, put the silverware here, and put the plate here, just like you're at your own house and your mama's washing dishes.
And don't throw the fucking plates.
There was only one server that didn't do this because he was too busy, right? And he got upset, and he created more of a mess for this said dishwasher. And they went back and forth, and basically it was rough, man.
They start singing.
He wiped his fucking ass with the server's apron.
Oh shit!
Put it back in his locker, dog. And wow, it was crazy because he had shit stains on the damn apron, and it completely fucked him up. Because servers come in at like 5. He came in like 5, and then laundry was closed at that time. It was crazy. It was a crazy scenario because it was basically all he said, she said, and you can't prove anything. But basically, you have one server saying, "Hey, he shit on my apron." I'm like, what? It had to be him, and I'm like, dude. Oh my god, that's not chocolate, man. Like, there's not chocolate, bro. It was literal shit. Yeah, it was.
That is
shit,
tough.
I'm like, dude, somebody did that shit. But anyway, moving
on.
So let's get off the.
Let's get back to.
So I want to talk about Chef John G, because Chef John G he was doing the rapping first, but then he just kind of stopped for some reason. I don't know, maybe for some reasons, but I told him to get back on it because let's listen to him. He was the first one to do this, man, and I think it's awesome. Go ahead.
We about to make a mac and cheese tasting straight golden. All you need to do, take some heavy cream and just reduce it. You don't need to add a roux, I promise you. No excuses. Salt and water when we boil, then we add some cavatappi. Drain it off in 10 minutes, overcook and make it sloppy. Back to the cream like Wu-Tang to add the cheese.
Got some cheddar,
shit, I'm even adding brie. Little salt and pepper, good luck over the sleeve. Give my girlfriend a kiss on the cheek, then pull the seat. Add it to the pan, do the old school lean. Paint goes on the top of the Mac like Burger King. 30 in the oven, but my timer didn't stop yet. Pull my leg up quick, fast, and do a sock check. Hit that follow if you're digging. I'm about to dig into the best mac and cheese that you ever seen.
So it's so cool. Yeah, like it really is. Like it's cool, dude.
He really be rapping. So Chef John G, I remember when he dropped this. He also dropped a sushi rap video, and and like I told him, I know that they didn't really take off. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, like I think if he would have just stayed consistent, like he puts a production behind his. So he gets on the computer, he actually makes the verses. He masters the audio, he shoots the film, he shoots and edits. And like what people don't understand is like I think between us chef content creators, we have so much respect for each other because guess what? It's not easy to produce a video, man. It's not.
Yeah, man.
It's not easy to click. Like I contemplate going back to shooting on my phone. Like here's a good example. I had a batch of videos where the audio is just fucked up. Like I fucked up. I shot it with my camera. The in-camera mic was on, but I had a microphone on top. Do you know what I'm saying? And it wasn't pushed in all the way. And you can see it in my last 4 or 5 videos. And I'm like, fuck. And then like my editor tried to do the best he could to salvage it. And I'm like, I don't have time to voice over all of these videos. So I just went with it, right?
Yeah.
Audio's trash.
It's okay.
Audio's trash. It sounds like I'm talking into a tube, bro.
We are our own worst critic though. Like after hearing it on the phone though, on my end, you can definitely tell, but like it shouldn't bother you so much. However, I know it bothers you. I get it.
Yeah, it does. It does because I know how important the audio is. But at the same time, it's like, you know what? I'm just not gonna I don't have time to go back and refix these fucking 10 video. Like there's 10 because I do batches, so I do 5 and 5, and I didn't realize it until the first 5 came out, and I'm like, oh my god. And so then I'm telling the editor like, hey, I fucked up. Like, and then I look at my camera and I see exactly what happened. And the in-camera mic was covered by the external mic because I didn't have the external mic plugged in all the way on the Sony camera.
It happens.
Like, damn it. So it sounds like I'm talking through a tube because it's a half connection and it cuts in and out and it's really bad. And I'm just like, and there's no fixing it. And I'm just like, okay. I'm like, listen, do the best you can. And then I just put a little music over it and I'm like, fuck it. We got to go.
Yeah. Keep moving.
And you know what? And it's fine. And sometimes, like I'll be shooting in like, same thing with like my camera, like the lamb rack video. I noticed that I had it on autofocus. So like I'm trying to teach a technique and it's catching the front of the lamb rack bone, and I'm like, damn it, I'm such an idiot. But it is what it is, bro. You just got to roll with it, and that's why I tell everybody, like, listen, don't overthink it. Just learn from your mistakes, post it, and move forward. You know why? Because videos are subjective. Content is subjective.
Here's one more hot topic for you. Okay, I know I don't have any videos put up because I feel like
no, it's okay.
I feel like I'm attacking them if I say this, which I'm not. Okay, disclaimer real quick. When you start the video off, I've been cooking professionally since I was 4 years old. Now I'm 18. I'm a professional chef. You should follow me for more tricks as a professional. It's a big ass flag.
Where's that video? Who the fuck said that?
Jem sent it to me actually. But I don't have it. Like for some reason I can't find the messages on my desktop. Okay, but bro, let's talk about it. Like, how do you feel about that? First of all.
Okay. First of all, the problem that I have with that is it's kind of like everybody saying, "Oh, I'm an entrepreneur, and here's how I got rich," and they're 18 years old, right? Mm-hmm. Same shit. Oh, I'm a real estate investor and they have one rental property. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Listen, the thing is everybody on IG wants to put entrepreneur in their motherfucking bio. Yeah. And the thing is Casey, it's a crock of shit, but some people might believe it.
Yeah.
Look, there's this kid on TikTok, and I personally like him. His name is Dan. It's Invest with Dan.
Okay.
Right. The kid is 19 years old. Okay. And he's created quite the portfolio for his age. He has a rental property that he has income. He does NFT. He does crypto mining. He also has, and he has some shit that he can talk about. Mm. But here's the thing. He just went from working in the gas station for 2 years in high school. Now he's like on his own. He has his own apartment and stuff.
Now he's an entrepreneur.
Trying to teach how to invest. He's trying to teach how to invest,
It's crazy.
And it's crazy, but at the same time, it's like, he's getting called out on it, and then he gets upset about it. And I'm like, bro, you're fucking 19 years old, man. Like, chill. If you are 22 to 23 years old, I don't want to hear that. I don't want to see that you have life coach in your motherfucking bio, bro. Like,
your life coach.
Bitch, when I was fucking 22, man, I was a dumbass. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it changes. I think, and I'm not trying to talk down upon anybody that wants to get their money, get their side hustle or whatever, or give advice to young people. Like, I'm totally not, I don't care, but I'm just using a comparison. So like when you say that you are a chef at 18, I'm laughing right now.
That's what I said. I'm just like, what the fuck?
I'll play devil's avocado. My brother became a CDC when he was 22.
Mm-hmm.
But he fucking hustled, right? He's been cooking. We were both cooking ever since we were 15, 16 years old. Cooking, okay? He became a chef when he became a sous chef legit when he was 19, right? Mm-hmm. So he was a sous chef for 3 years before he came CDC. Then by the time he was 24, he was already an executive chef in like real title. And you could see it, the picture of him in Jade Mountain in St. Lucia with Chef Alan Susser at 22, and I was still cooking, motherfucker. I was still cooking. he was getting paid. He was getting paid a 6-figure salary. I'm making $12 an hour, bro. But it's just like, I knew the path that I wanted to take. Mm-hmm. I knew I didn't want to. I wanted to be in fine dining. I wanted to be fine dining, and unfortunately, just people don't understand that. Like, the reason why he was a chef at 22 is because he had already put in the sweat equity for 4 years with Chef Alan Susser. And and the thing is he had put in the work, and he stayed with the same person, and that's the reason why he got that promotion. But yes, to be an executive chef at 22 is fucking, you don't hear that shit anymore. You know what I mean?
Well, there's also, I was about to say, there's also like exceptions to said rule, right? It's not uncommon, but we're talking about TikTok here. We're talking about people on the internet specifically. That's all their credentials are. It's on the internet. That's where it's like, nah, bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a fine line to it.
I really wish we could have somebody kind of go back and forth with us. I really wish we could have one of these people on the show, because I want to keep it real, man. Like, if I see you wearing your school jacket and you're saying you're a professional chef, like, just because you graduate culinary school does not mean you are a professional chef.
Yo, I have that other person that's like that.
Listen, listen, I'm gonna be firm when I say that when you are leaving culinary school, you are at entry level.
Yeah.
Okay, entry level. And
Prep
the thing
cook.
is like, I know that there are some situations out there where like people get promoted quickly, and especially nowadays, I know a couple cooks that got promoted they skipped the whole sous chef position.
Mm-hmm.
And just like I told them, like, well, now you're a chef now, but listen, you need to gain the experience of being a chef and dealing with people, and it's a different bracket, right? Being a sous chef, man, I was an asshole. I was, God damn it, I was such an asshole, and I didn't know how to work with people, and I did everybody's job for them, and I did it better than them, and I led by example, but at the same time, I wasn't coaching, and I think what's really important is when you become an executive chef or a chef de cuisine, you're about coaching. Like, and this is the analogy that I use. You never see like the coach of the New York Yankees go out and play shortstop, right? You never go see him play wide, you never see him pitch or or step up to bat. No. And I think this is really important. That's what a chef's job is, right? Like, is to coach and delegate and make sure that you are the air traffic controller. And the sous chefs are the frontline management, right? And I think this is really important. When you miss those steps in that trajectory, you miss, it's kind of tough. It sets you up for failure, right?
Yeah.
So it's really important. Like, and also I highly recommend, and this is just a side note, if you are a cook at a restaurant and about to be promoted to sous chef, just know that that's going to be the hardest job for you in the whole world, because your comrades, you then become their boss. So all I suggest is that if you're working at a place where you're about to be promoted to sous chef and you're about to be your buddy's boss, you need to make that clear right off the jump, right?
Yep.
So, it happened to me twice, and it was rough. It was really hard. Where like this 35-year-old male, I was 23. I was a sous chef. I was technically his boss, and he came in late, and I'm like, hey man, like you can't just roll in here late.
Yeah.
It's my job to make sure now. And he was like, he was really upset. And I'm like, listen, like, let's just put it this way. We weren't hanging out on Sunday and Mondays anymore, man. I'm like, listen, I can't be your friend. We can't be friends. I'm your boss now.
Yeah, it's
like,
tough.
Shut up. But yeah, just a little note to self. So if you're out there and you hear this and you put a professional chef in your bio and you want to give advice and stuff, just make sure you have the credentials to back it up. Basically, what I'm looking for is, what kitchen did you run? Sorry, I'm moving some fucking points.
No, you're good.
What kitchen did you run? What kitchen did you run? What title did you get? For me, I call it good. Once you're a sous chef, then I consider you a chef, right? But at the same time, like, if you're just a cook, or if you just cooked at places, like, make it clear. Do not say you're a chef. Please don't cause the controversy, right? Because if you're a professional chef, then guess what? You're going to have people like me, Casey, and a lot of other chefs that I know that are going to know that you are not a chef. So just keep that in mind.
You can spot the bogus like like you literally can a mile away. It's like, don't even contest. Just like stop fucking doing it.
Like, I don't care. Yeah, I don't care if you're like sharing your recipe on the internet. Like, that doesn't matter to me. That doesn't matter. What I do care about is if you are a cook saying you are a chef, teaching other cooks, how to do things when you've never led a kitchen yourself. You know what I'm saying? That's what's important to note. Now, keep in mind, I'm not saying if you're working at a restaurant and a cook is teaching somebody their station, that's a different story, right?
Yeah.
A different story. Yeah. It's different when you have an audience on TikTok that is like, it's very up and down. You have people that are trusting that you say you're a chef and you're teaching proper techniques. And it's just like everybody, if you go through my lamb rack video, everybody's comparing me to Gordon Ramsay, and I'm like, dude, I do not want to be compared to him. Like,
I don't even want to be the same sense, bro. Like, it's totally different people. Like, I understand.
I'm like, listen, I love Gordon Ramsay. I respect him to death. He is a awesome chef, right? But we're just two different worlds, man. And here's what I'll say: like, when you are meeting NBA players, right? Like, let's say Magic Johnson comes up to you, right? You're not going to compare Magic Johnson's career to said new basketball player's career, right? Like, that's what people are doing. I'm like, the techniques that he learned and was taught was back in the 80s and 90s.
Yeah, it's different.
There's shit that he does that he's like, bro, I'm not cleaning. Nobody's cleaning a lobster like this, taking out the little fucking meat in the little whatever it's called. Ain't nobody doing that shit, bro. We grabbing the tail, the claws. You'll be lucky if we grab the knuckles. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just the way it is. Like, and I think this is really important. So, that's just another note. A note to self. It's just like comparing me to Wolfgang Puck. Like Wolfgang Puck is a fucking legend, right? That's that's my previous boss. But like, it's just weird, right? Like he does things that, like I've told him before. I'm like, Chef, come on, man. Nobody does this anymore, man. Like, you know what I mean?
Yo, preach. Yeah. I have the same conversations, man. I'm just like, yo, nobody will care if we fucking tornado apples, Chef.
No, bro. Actually, you know what? I want to do that. That's a good. I gotta write that down. I want to do.
Oh my god, I don't.
A long time, and you know what? I'm gonna bury that shit too. I'm gonna bury it. I'm like nobody.
I'm
does
so over.
Teach you. Nobody.
I'm so over.
Nobody got time for that, bro. We had this Dover sole dish. I had to tornade 90 potatoes.
Yeah, fuck that. Fuck
that. For 160 guests, and come on.
The frustration in your face. You're like, God, what the fuck, bro?
Yeah, because I'm like, Chef, you know what? In all honesty, I think this is stupid. We could have just got baby potatoes and peeled them. I would have been much happier. Or we could have just used fingerlings. Like split in half, pan roasted.
Call it a day.
I literally watched a cook, my co-partner on Entremet, which is the vegetable station, burn a whole 10-inch sauteed pan of fucking tornado potatoes. A whole one right before service. Yeah, Chef was like, hey, can you pre-cook some tornado potatoes so that way they're not, get them in the glaze. They're not no color. No color. Dog, he left it on the flame. The glaze broke, and then they started searing. And
oh my god,
completely fucked me. I'm like, dude, that was 20 minutes of work right there. You just
thanks for fucking my shit up.
Yeah, and I was on meat station too.
Wow,
so I was fucking amped up.
Yeah, you were livid.
Like,
you're livid.
This is the time when we were cooking sous vide. So like I had all my proteins, and the problem with sous vide is it's like fucking just a little bit room temperature. It's above room temperature. So when it goes to the guests, it has to be the perfect temperature. It has to be. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. And it was like I remember waiting for the veg, like, and I was just like, dude, what happened? And then boom, he had like ice cold potatoes from the fridge to refire, and I'm like, dude, tell me you didn't just burn that whole 10-inch saute pan of tornado potato. I'm going on that was that.
Yeah, flashbacks. Yeah. So we currently tornado apples, Brandon, and I don't want. Yeah, that's why I brought it up. We tornado apples for dessert. I fucking kid. I'm so over it.
You could easily switch that to melon balls, and nobody's.
I know. Or fucking Okay, so here's what I do now. Okay, I'll have the apple. Yeah. I'll have the apple. I'll quarter apple, and then just on the edges, just once over. That's fucking it. Right, that's fucking it. Yeah. And I don't want to fucking tornado.
But hey, you know what? That's a good idea. I'm gonna do a couple tornadoes. That's a good idea. And I'm gonna say, hey, look, this is a dead technique. Okay, don't ever fucking do this. But I'm gonna show you how to do it because I think as a chef, at some point you need to know the technique, but it's not worth it to do it in a restaurant. Like we ain't got time.
No. Or fluting mushrooms. I swear to you, Brandon. If I hear those words come out of my chef right now, I will just internalize it and just really, really not quit.
Yeah, I remember one of my sous chefs when I was a cook, and he was so. In order for me to tourne, I literally went through a sack of potatoes, like just a fucking sack. And you know what I realized? It's best to use the big Idaho and then cut it in 4 sections and then turn it just like that. Or if you have a small Yukon potato, then cut it into a rectangle and then you make your 7 sides. And I know some people don't know what I'm talking about, but like you waste so much potato and it's not worth it to peel it. I'm sorry.
It really isn't.
Shit. I ain't peeling a motherfucking thing. We got to go.
I don't got time. I have 120 of these to go.
Yeah, nah, hell nah. Ain't nobody doing that shit anymore.
Final little topic for you, Brandon. Here, I've been kind of not hearing it, but I've been noticing it. Right, I've had other, I'd say compadres in arms. Right, that I don't want to trash talk. I'm not trash talking. When you keep moving from location to location, like a jump hopper, like 3 or 4 months at a time, and then you did this gig at this place, but you left because you didn't like it, etc. But you call yourself a chef. I have a really big problem with that. I really do. Like it, you didn't run a full kitchen. You just had little bits of tastes because you have X experience. Like I do not. I don't know. I just don't feel right about that topic. How do you feel about that?
So here's the thing. I'll play devil's avocado here, and I think it's user specific, right? So here's a good example. I've told sous chefs before, like if you don't like it within the first 30 days, just quit. Don't waste your time trying to fix what's never going to work. But I will say that when you become a sous chef, you need to show loyalty. Cooks are different. Cooks 6 months to gain the experience. If you're not getting promoted, if you're not moving, if you feel bored, on to the next. As a cook, you need to get that experience. But I agree with you. As a sous chef or a chef, you can't just lock in somewhere for 3 months and then leave ASAP.
Yeah.
Like, you at least need to be there for, I'm going to say, a year. Like, you need to be there for a year, thug it out, get through everything you need to get through, renegotiate your salary. And then the thing is then bounce. But you should have enough wherewithal to know that wherewithal, is that a word? You should have enough. You should have enough you should have enough information before you sign up for the job to know whether it's going to be a good fit or not, right? Talk to the chef. Make sure you can work with the chef. Make sure you can work with the cooks. Make sure you can make sure they're not extremely understaffed so you don't get burned out. Because I've seen that too. Like, where sous chefs just get completely burned out because they're working 7 days a week.
Yeah.
Listen, man, I just had this conversation with my boss the other day. Like, I shouldn't talk about it, but let's just say, if you're a chef out there, and I want to say this, man, you need to fight for your time. Your time is your biggest asset. And for so many years, I just worked because that was how we did it, and it's like this badge of honor. Well, we need to change that narrative. That is fucking stupid. It's just stupid. Very. You work into oblivion for no reason whatsoever. You get no benefit out of it. You don't get extra money. Okay. You don't get any recognition. You don't get a bonus. You don't get a tip. You don't get nothing. You just work into oblivion. And I know it's your job to manage the operation, but I remember specifically, like, just working for 7 days, no matter what, like just giving up my 6th and 7th day, my 2 days off for no really good reason. Oh, we're short staffed. No. Oh, I want to get ahead for next week. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think it's really important. Like, you need to set the schedule for yourself, right? The company pays you for a 40-hour work week. Be flexible within another 8-hour shift, right? 48 hours, 50 hours. Like, be flexible, but fight for your time. Fight for your time, because if not, it's never going to happen. And I'll tell you what, just in the last year after COVID and everything, it made me really realize how much I love my time and what the actual contract is, what your obligation is. And I think that's really important. And we all need to, and then obviously don't be an asshole, right? If somebody got COVID and they're out for 2 weeks, if somebody got COVID and they're out for 2 weeks, like, okay, that's kind of an emergency situation where you need to be flexible. And, I just urge that, do the right thing with that information, but just keep in mind 40 hours a week is what you're paid for your salary. Yeah. So keep that in mind. And, obviously in the restaurant business, we frown upon people that don't want to put in the work, but I think that narrative is starting to change. And I personally, I want to know what you're doing in your personal life and how I can be a part of that in as far as scheduling, like as a chef. A good example of that is like, in California, we have Coachella, right? Okay. And I'll tell you what, everybody wants to request off on Coachella, and I remember saying like, hey, this is a busy time for us. I'll tell you what, why don't you go? Because it's a weekend event, right? And I'm like, listen, I will be more than happy to give you one or two of the days off, but you can't have the whole weekend, right? Work Friday, then you like, and I would stage it, and then like I remember one time all the cooks wanted to go, and I'm like, okay, we're gonna draw it out of a hat. Like, this is what we're gonna do. All you guys want off? I'm sorry, but only 2 people are gonna get it. This is what the business can afford. And guess what? They were cool with that. They were cool with it. Because like it's hard to take a Friday and a Saturday night off. Fuck that for the whole fucking weekend. You know what I mean? But anyway, I digress. And so if you're out there, and I guess what to take home is like, make sure your work experience on your resume is the most important thing on the planet. They don't care about culinary school. Nobody cares about that. What they care about is your last job and what you did there. So if they look at your resume and say, okay, you work 3 months here, 2 months here, 1 month here. Okay, you better have a reason. You better have a reason and explanation, because they're going to want to know.
Now, I do just want to show this real quick. I know this is our last one, but I want to bring up 2 pages real fast, really quickly, because I think it's important to kind of see it, right? So on Brandon's page, actually, Oh, I can't see your pinned one. But if you go on Brandon's page, right? I'll pull it up real quick. On his very top, on your phone, pinned to the top of his thing is his credential, his chef experience, right? Brandon's not all just talk and show. You can actually see his actual credentials on top. On my page, I have a link specifically for my credentials. My actual resume is on there, like part of it, right? So you can see I'm not just all bullshit too. That's what we're trying to say. Like if you are going to be a professional at it, right? Or have some kind of whatever the fuck it is, have the fucking balls to actually put it there. How long have you been exact XYZ, you know?
I agree 100%. And it doesn't matter what level you're at. Even if you are a chef at BJ's, what is it? BJ's restaurant? It doesn't matter whether you're a corporate chef.
I think it's just BJ's restaurant.
BJ's restaurant. But what I'm saying is put your experience, because I've had so many people like, you don't know what you're talking about, blah, blah. I'm like, listen, I understand where you're coming from. I know it sounds cocky and gatekeeping, but like, I'm not going to change me, who I am for you ever. And but I promise I am working on my competence level, right? Like nowadays you got to be careful. Like, okay, I'm just saying, okay, everyone, I'm not coming after you. You got to talk softly. And like, listen, I totally get it. And I'll be honest. Casey, I see it in my son, my 6-year-old son. Sometimes when I'm speaking to him, like he just starts to immediately like shut down, and I'm just having a normal conversation. But I have to like take in consideration I'm talking to a 6-year-old. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you know what I mean? Like he gets so like sometimes, because when I'm talking to him, man, like there's a difference. You know, like when I'm correcting him or whatever, it sounds like I'm just like coming after him, but it's not really like that. It's just I have to keep him talking to a 6-year-old.
You get really excited. That's how I refer to you as. You're just very excited, you know?
Yeah.
But I understand that. I understand that completely. Like I can match energies. Okay, that's all we got. Any other creator that you guys want us to troubleshoot or to bounce if they actually are, please tag us, let us know, because we're all for that. We're here to not just to sully our name. Okay, that chef title it's a very proud title. Okay, we earned those stripes 20 years in the making. Okay, it's not just some bullshit that we put in the front. But yeah, tag us. But other than that though, we's out.
Peace.